She was inspired. We are here tonight, and I present to you Lisa Luckett.
We are united as a group, the widows and families and the rescue and recovery workers of 9/11. You are heroes, and you should never be forgotten, and we will do everything we can to make the world know what you have done for us and for our country.
It was our deepest desire to rescue every single person. And that transitioned into the reality that we needed to recover every single person. And those were the goals we set. And those were the goals we aspired to.
You can't call it a recovery, you can't call it a rescue. It was just humanity at its best. But I think everyone deserves the greatest hug in the world.
I'm just sitting here wondering, the world's gone to hell, and we blame someone else for the trouble we're in.
For 9 months, we've been pushing the envelope. Everybody in this room knows that it's always been about the families and getting the families better.
It was maybe 2 days before I realized just exactly where I was, and we just started picking, loading trucks, just to start working our way in.
Give me a shovel, I'm gonna dig all night. Give me a hammer, I'm gonna chisel for life. Love is a thing, makes our world go round. Come here, I wanna take you down.
Realized that you weren't here for yourself, you were here for everybody else but yourself.
This whole project that was undertaken here is a tribute to unionized labor.
I'm just sitting here wondering.
There was one Port Authority detective that sticks out in my mind, Tommy McHale.
No one can win.
I've seen anger, but I've seen so much love in this place too. I've seen so much care. I've met people I would never have met.
No wonder that we don't get a break.
We never lost hope. You know, we couldn't lose hope.
Someone else's mistake. Give me a shovel.
My faith is restored. Was it lacking prior to that? Yeah, I guess it was. But I do have a lot of hope in all of us.
I want to take you down. Give me a shovel. I'm going to dig all night.
It's taken a long time, but it's incredible that we've accomplished it in this shorter time.
I want to take you down. Oh, I'll take you down. Digging the ground, you better dig. You better dig. Way from home, all alone, you better dig. You gotta dig. Give me a shovel.
I've seen the best of humanity pull itself up through the wreckage in this tragedy. Immediately, when those buildings fell, it became personal for every single person in our tri-state area and in this country and in our world. And it's personal that makes it different.
It is unquestionably the finest group of men I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
There was never any really one person. This was a group effort, and it was an effort of a lot of people.
I came down to Ground Zero a month before the closing with one of the families to meet the night commander at Ground Zero who had helped recover that family's lost firefighter. And the amazing thing about meeting Bill Keegan and his men was the first thing they would do is look deep into your eyes. They wanted to know if you had anything like the soul that they had developed by working here. I came down thinking that they would be a wreck. They'd been here 9 months, 12 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week. They hadn't been seeing their families, they hadn't seen their kids, they'd hardly slept, and they had only recovered a little more than half of their men who were lost. What I found was so inspiring. These were men who felt honored to be given this opportunity, who every minute that they were on the job, they were closer to a kind of an elevation, a kind of a almost work of the Lord, really, is what they thought it was. And it was. They became a family. And you felt that when you were here. Their emotions were right on the outside of their skin, and they weren't ashamed of it.
I went to high school in Jersey City, and I used to be able to look out my classroom window and watch these buildings go up. I saw it be built. I also saw, I graduated from the police academy in this building, had a reception at the Vista Hotel, Marriott Hotel. Took my physical to come on this job here, took my yearly physical here. I celebrated promotions from these buildings. It was our home. It was the place where we thought we could spread commerce, spread wealth, spread knowledge throughout the world. And that would be our link to everybody. And having those links out there would familiarize everyone with us and us with them. And where there's communication, this doesn't happen. Where people open themselves up, this doesn't happen. And the World Trade Center, and why it was targeted twice, was because that's what this building did. Because through trade, through communication, the world gets smaller and the light comes on. There's people that did this want darkness. They don't want knowledge. They don't want what's best for their people. They're hiding in the dark and doing these cowardly acts to the people who are trying to bring light and knowledge to people.